Hi, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Jake. I'm the host of I Wonder podcast. So today is my honor and also my privilege to invite Teo to come to this podcast and share his stories and experience working as a events planner and organizer in Wen Xuan Bookstore. So Teo's impression to me is always that he is a very passionate and active person in events management, and then he is also the owner of DNA Events Planning, and currently I wonder why he started his career in a bookstore because like what I say, he's very active and very passionate in events management. So Teo, would you like to further introduce yourself?
Hello everyone, I'm Teo. It's my pleasure to be here with Jake today. So just a simple introduction about myself. Like what Jake said, I like event a lot, and I have on my own business, DNA Event Planning. But why I start my career in a bookstore is because initially I joined this company because they invite me to help them improve in their company event. For example, they are doing book fair all around Malaysia. They are partner with all the school, including primary school, secondary school, and also some colleges. And every year they will do some large bookstore in KL City. So they actually asked me to join them to help them organize all these events to make it more manageable and also more profitable, I would say. So initially I joined them because of all this event, and also sometimes they will do some launching, like book launching, so they will invite the author come. So when I first impression to this company, I think that it's a good opportunity for a fresh grad that I just graduated from Berjaya. So that's why I joined this company. But why? Maybe like Jack, you will know that now COVID-19, there are not much event running and we can't do anything. And that's why after I joined this company, actually we didn't do much event from last year.
Okay, we'll come back to the COVID-19 later because that's a very interesting topic for me. And then from events management itself and move to bookstore or is a very different industry. And yeah, even though you are doing like event management thing, but then do you, after like while working in there, do you still like passionate or what's your experience, working there?
My experience working there,
yeah,
to be very honest, at the beginning it's quite fun. It's because like I say, I joined them because they are also doing the event, and I know that I joined them because I can help them improve in this area. So I actually have more opportunity to skill up my skill and also my personal experience. This is my first join them, my impression. But after COVID-19, because we can't do much event, and after that I switched to another department, which is online marketing. To be very honest, person like me, we get used to do event and we like those challenging stuff, and we like to solve like problem. It's really hard and really, I could say boring to sit in front of a computer for a whole day just doing all this online marketing stuff. Yeah, this is what I'm feeling right now. But at the beginning, when I first joined them, it's really fun. It's really a good experience because I get to go to book fair and see a lot of stuff. It's because
it's a very different.
It's kind of event also. Yeah. This
So
is my experience here.
yeah, before we continue talking about your experience and also talking about what you did that or what you do that, Alright, let's introduce Wen Xuan also, because people might not know what is it or what's so special about Wen Xuan. So for me, Wen Xuan is a bookstore that actually mainly sell Chinese book in terms of like Chinese, books from mainland China, Taiwan, and also Hong Kong, right? And for me, when I search for the bookstore itself, is quite chilling. The outlook of it, the whole construction of it is quite chilling compared to Wen Xuan and other bookstore. What's so special about Wen Xuan?
What's so special about Wen Xuan Bookstore? Like normal traditional bookstore, they won't do book fair and this kind of like book launching event. But Wen Xuan Bookstore, they actually from many years ago, they are start partnering with local school, local education partner. So they get to go in to their campus to do book fair. And another special thing is like what I said at the beginning, that every year they will organize a very huge book fair. They will invite local publishers like Hablik, Gempa, Pelangi, all these local publishers, and do a huge book fair at the KL city. So like normal traditional bookstore, they won't do all these things. They are rather than go and join others people book fair. So Wen Xuan is the one who organized this and ask other people to come to join. Yeah.
Yeah, I think why normal bookstore they don't do this also because of the budget and also the size of the bookstore itself. And alright, just now you mentioned that when there's a fair or there's an event or launching of a book. So how did Wen Xuan actually choose this book? What book to sell and what book to actually promote in their bookstore? Because different bookstore or different companies will actually select the authors or select the book based on the authors or the top selling rating or the potential book. So how did Wen Xuan actually select or choose those books to sell? Is it based on the author itself, or is it based on the target market of Wen Xuan or the content of the book?
On the business side, of course, we will choose more on our target market. So like this period, our company actually not there to put in so much budget in remaining all these stock. So what we're doing right now is we rather go and pre-order. We open this, maybe we like our marketing people think that this book might okay to our reader. That's why we will post on our Facebook group and say, and this book actually suggests like Bill Gates or whoever. So but we are no stock at all now. But you can start pre-order and it will arrive like 6 to 8 weeks after. So we will do this way to actually order all this book for this period. But before that is actually we have a lot of stock. Because before that, like we got book fair, all in all we got a lot of book fair, and that's why we not need to worry. The stock we are still having at the warehouse, so we can still continue sell and order again. But now actually we don't have book fair and we don't have much opportunity to sell to our customer, and so we rather open to pre-order method now for now this period. Yeah.
I think if because business 101, when you have normally we will say that when you buy more stock, then it will be more affordable or the book will be more cheaper for the companies itself. So in this case, I think the operation cost will be higher for bookstore. Do you agree that?
Yes,
or it will be still the same?
That's why we open for pre-order is because we don't want to spend so much money and then end up this like we order 100 book, but end up this 100 book can only sell for 50. So another half we actually is a loss to us because it's still
Okay.
in our warehouse.
Okay.
So
Okay.
if we open like pre-order method, for example, they have 10 people pre-order, then we can order from our overseas supplier. Like for example, 10 people is already pre-ordered, then we just only order for 15. Then we got extra 5 in our hands to sell. So it's like that. So we no need to take the so much stock on our hand.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So another question is that nowadays we have so many other source of information that is available. For example, we have like YouTube, we have like social media mainly, and then a lot of things that people write in novel is make I mean they take the story and then they make it into a movie. So and we also know that the demand or the interest of buying a book and then reading a book is getting lower and lower because of the people need to work, people do not like to read, and then people like something that is interactive. For example, YouTube, that is very interactive. So in your based on your opinion, so what do you think the future of bookstore, and then why do you think people still or people should actually continue reading this book?
Okay, to be very honest, like what you say just now, the culture and the habit of reading book and also write book is getting lower, and not much people actually read the physical book already. Because nowadays, like you say, you got YouTube, you got Facebook, and somehow you got ebook. If you can scroll from Facebook, you can see the advertising for ebook like 20 ringgit, you can get like 1,000 of book, and all this. That's why, to be very honest, my opinion is in this industry is getting very challenging. And my opinion is the bookstore in Malaysia, the local bookstore, you have to change your business method from go to online or like for example, if you have a space for your reader or for your customer to come to your space to read book, I will rather than you go and do like cafe style or event space like that.
Yeah.
So you have more use for the place that you own. Like Wen Xuan Bookstore, we actually have a very good showroom. It's a very good environment. But if you ask me, that if I only use this place to provide my reader go and buy the book, I would rather make it more thing to do. Like I will put a coffee machine there, or I will put in some F&B stuff, the snack, this kind of example. So by the time they come or they want to find a chilling place at the weekend, then they will come to Wen Xuan Bookstore, for example.
Yeah, that's a very good point, because actually I'm looking forward for the answer. For me, that a bookstore shouldn't be just a bookstore anymore. It should be a lifestyle for people, like what you say, having a cafe inside. And I mean, for me, I did have my favorite bookshop or bookstore type of things. So if you can search online, you can see the XCESS bookstore. They kind of like make it into a theme type of bookstore, which is very interesting. And then recently they also have the bookstore in the darkness, something like that, which they make the bookstore into a very different type of thing. So I think that should be the things the bookstore start to do in Malaysia, especially big bookstore like Wen Xuan, and also for example like Popular. I think they should start doing something different like this to actually attract people to go to bookstore, and then instead of just buying book and then going back home, they can actually spend some time and then stay there to enhance their experience. Yeah. So the second question now, why do you think people should continue reading book or buying book?
Okay, again, this is my
it's personal opinion.
Like prior to that, before I joined Wen Xuan Bookstore, I do a lot of events and I'm a busy guy actually. That's why I have no time to sit down and read book or I actually no read book actually before that. After I joined this company, so every day I'm facing like thousand or million of the books. Of course, I will choose 1 to 2 and come back and buy back and read. And one thing that one very good advantage that I get from reading is, for example, when you finish reading one book, you are actually getting the knowledge from the author. He or her experience for 20 to 30 years, because he spent like 20 to 30 years to write this book and publish these books. Is he or her opinion for 20 to 30 years, but you only need to spend like 1 week or 3 days to get all these 20 to 30 years opinion and make it into yourself. So can
like
you see
one of the story that I mean I watched one of your interview in Bufu, with the person who write the book for the Rohingya. Yeah, I think that's very interesting because he actually personally go and experience all those places and environment, right?
the war?
What he experienced, he just write it into a book and then as a sharing for people and also creating awareness. So I think that's something that is a good point to read the book, or a good reason. And but for you, I mean, based on you, because like what you said, you before you joined the Wen Xuan, you never or you seldom actually touch books. So when you start, reading book or going into book, I mean, how do you feel? Is it like very boring or how would you advise people to start reading? Because for me, I don't really read book. I buy some book like philosophy book, this and that. I can't really finish like half of it because it's so boring, and then there are no pictures, there are nothing there. It's not interactive at all. So what if, let's say, a person would like to start reading a book? So what advice would you give them?
Okay, at the beginning it's really, really hard. Every time when I touch a book and it's not need more than 30 minutes, I will fall asleep. So it's really, really hard. But my advice is you just start taking out the book and read for a few pages. If it's no harm for you. If this book is really boring, then few pages, then you earn something, right? But if this book is really interesting, this few pages will make you continue to read and read. Right? But the more important part is you have to take the book out and start to read. If you didn't take the books out and start to read, you will never know this book is interesting to you or boring to you. Right? Yeah.
So do you think that the bookstore can actually do something interesting that actually, maybe they can do, like for example, ebook, you can actually read preview few page before you buy the books. So do you think that bookstore can actually do something like that actually encourage people to go to bookstore at the same time, when they reach few page, then they will be interested and then they want to buy the book?
Actually, you might for us it's impossible because you have to open the book and read first and then to see whether this book suit me or not. But now, if you go to online and you search those books, they will have the first few pages for you to read first.
Yeah, preview.
Yeah, in the wording style. That's why you can actually read first and then see whether this book is actually you are interested or what. So like Wen Xuan Bookstore, like if customer come to us, go to our showroom and say, can I open this book to see inside first? We are all okay, because after the customer open, if not really damage the books, we will make it. We are wrapping back to original style. Yeah, so we are okay for customer to open and to see whether this book is okay to her or not. So we are allowed to do that.
Okay. I think that's
For the customer, you are allowed to do that also. For request to whether you want to see this book is actually suit you or not.
Okay, so now what we talk is mostly about novel or fiction book, or those books who have or who that only contain words. How about like comic? Is it did Wen Xuan actually sell like comics or animation manga?
Yes, a lot.
Okay, so because for me, I like to read comics book. I actually have collected many comics book. So the sales or is it the demand of comics book is still there, or people also start to move out from there?
The comic book that we're selling right now is only local publisher. I mentioned just now, Tembak is one of the biggest publisher in Malaysia, and also Hamlet. If you ask me, sales, I will say yes, is really good. Not really good, but at this period it's considered good already. And before that, if we go to a book fair, it's like crazy. Those children, they will take out all their money and buy like 10, 20 books for each book fair. But now we are switching to online. But from the parents actually consider very good sales compared to others type of book like novel or notebook, this kind of stuff. Comic, I would say, still one of our top selling product for now, because now we not only this is some insight, because Wen Xuan Bookstore to others people is we are only selling Chinese book and Mandarin book. But actually, the other side, because of this COVID-19, we trying to open another line and we start selling Malay and English comic.
No, that's good.
Malay and English comic is, and the thing that I see right now is actually better than you only sell Mandarin book on Mandarin version, because they are same book, but they got a local publisher. They will publish 3 language like Mandarin, Malay, and English. And before that, we only sell Mandarin. But now we start to take some Malay and English, and the sales is like getting better and better.
Yeah, I think that is a good move, because especially nowadays when people tend to speak English, or they tend to go to English more than Mandarin or other language, because it's an international language. So yeah, I think that's a very good move. So all right, go back to the comic. Well, for me is that why I like it is basically because I can read it, and then it's something interesting, many colors, and then you can actually feel like you are inside the book. And then other than that, I think it's also because of the drawing animation itself. Is for me, Malaysia drawing is very good. I mean, they are quality drawing compared to country like Japan and Korea. Malaysia are there, you see. So I think if you ask me, I would say that if you want to start with book, I would encourage you to start with comic, and then maybe you can go to some books with pictures, and also books with something interesting with it. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, sure. But nowadays, we will still think that comics for children. this kind of stuff. But because the listing that we have right now for the adult to read actually is all no picture one. That's
Yeah.
why you have to get used to it lah.
Yeah, I think book industry, I mean those who write books should also change their style a bit. I mean, like I have to disagree that you say comic is only for children, because I will say that comic is also for adult, like person like me. I like to watch anime, and then I like to the whole Japan thing. Yeah. So I will say that comic can be customized to all age and all gender itself. It's just that how you write the story and what's the content about. For example, a very good I like to watch One Piece, you see, 900 over episode. I can watch every day, you see. So at the same time, it can also, I mean, for young people, for kids, they also like to watch it because it's very interesting. So I will say that maybe book authors will need to change their style a bit, and instead of writing a book that full of wording and text, maybe they can also add some pictures, or maybe add some border thing to make things more interesting. That's my take on it for books itself. Yeah.
Agree.
So right. Okay. So all right. Go up from move away from book. So as you say, you joined as an event planner, and then event planner coordinator, and then of course the COVID-19, then you changed to actually marketing, right? But online sales and also marketing, right? So did you do? I remember you also did one of the event, the watching books under the moon, right? So based on the experience, is it different working with a bookstore and compared with event management? And also, like previously, you also say that you worked with them way before you joined them, right?
Sorry?
Alright, I repeat my question again. So my question is that I know that previously you worked with them before. You worked with Wen Xuan before in book launching or events, in other events, and then you also organize the watch in read book under the moon. So do you feel like it's can you share some of your experience like organizing events for a bookstore compared to like organizing events like a running event, marathon event, or other event?
Okay, I didn't work with them before. I mean, before I joined them, I start to. This is my first time to join them, but before that, I totally not work with them. And the book fair under the moon is the first event, like a bit huge event that I done for them. Or if you ask me, is any different? Yes, because like I say, they are bookstore.
Yeah.
And their perspective for event is way different from us. So you have to put in more effort and put in more time to go and explain to them why you want to do this and why you think this is, and why all these elements have to be come in to make your event more.
The result.
If you want to see the result, all these things you need to spend, and all this budget you have to spend. And not only that, because they will think that this is inside story, but let's go real. They will think that Teo is the one who handle this event, so you have to in charge all these things. So I would say the event they done, the book fair under the moon is just done by 2 to 3 people. Can you imagine that? So it's very tiring for for an event that just done by 2 to 3 person. So every day, like that 2 to 3 weeks, like I OT until the 11th or 12th. So it's like very terrible because they, if for our side, for our April, when I decided to do this event, is the whole company thing, right? Or a department kind of stuff, right? So this department of this company, they will go all in to make this event very successful, or else they will engage another event company to help them do all this. But now but they decided to use their own people to do this event, but they think that when I assign you to do this event, then you one person have to in charge everything, from the decoration for this event, the layout, everything, and from activity, those tender, those supplier like book, like the the camping, all these things, you have to lion one people. You have to deal by your own self. There are no.
So you guys don't actually assign or buy any service from events company. It's all done by the Wen Xuan team itself.
Actually done by me and another and my colleague, 2 people. So can you imagine that because the theme that we have is book fair under the moon, because at that period it's like mooncake festival. That's why we think that it's very special, and it's first time. There's no one doing in Malaysia. It's first time.
You're doing the moon thing, right? The whole thing.
Yeah, we actually order a huge moon from China. It's like really huge, like two of me.
Yeah.
And the size, and then we hang it at our places, and the place is like 5 floor, I think.
5 levels.
Yeah, 5 level. So can you imagine that we hang the moon by ourselves? Okay.
Yeah.
And then we close out all the lighting, original lighting from the venue. That's why we have to do our own spatial lighting, and all the wiring and all the lighting is done by me. And then all the layout, how this book have to be placed, and how we showcase all this book is done by another colleague. And then
I mean 3 of you. You have the skill, you have the experience of organizing events. Another 2 of them, do they have any experience, or they are from very different?
My another colleague, yes, because like I say, they're like doing huge book fair before, but it's different stuff.
It's very different.
Because book fair, they are selling the book to others, publisher or whatever, but this event is different. So I would say my colleague, another colleague, he got a bit experience. That's why he covered a lot. Me, if I one person, it's impossible to me to make it happen. It's impossible, because if you are from event also, you will know that from one event only 2 people handle is like very terrible and very tiring.
Yeah. And do you agree that it's underappreciated, that our skill and our knowledge is underappreciated sometimes? Like for example, we want to propose something that we know will work. You see, we have the idea, but then for other people, they might think that is just a cost. You see, and then they don't appreciate what you do at the end of the day.
Like what I say is because it's lucky that I know all this skill. Because if to other people, if they want to do all this lighting stuff, or they want to hang the moon at 5 level high, they might need to rent a sky lift for a few thousand. And they want to do a lighting, they might also need the technician to come and do the wiring.
Sticky wiring.
Yeah, and all this spend few thousand, but because of our skill that we have earned in our correct time, so we're able to do all these things. But if you ask me change another person, I don't think that this person have able to do all these things. But the thing is, the company have to appreciate, like you say just now, the company of the firm need to appreciate what your staff want to do for you. Because if you not support or you not understand why they want to do this for you, it's very hard for them to make this thing to be better. And it's very hard for you to see the result because you are not giving the person fully support or all the resources that you have.
Yeah, I think a good advice for future graduates or people that actually want to go into events, a great advice will be you would need to, the process is that you will face a lot of challenging things, like people don't understand why you do this and that, and then you will need to have a strong you need to be emotionally strong and also physically strong to handle all these things. And all right, go back to just now you say about the book fair itself, and then you say that because of COVID, you guys can't do any book fair, right? Is there any plan for like a virtual book fair? Because I know that there are other bookstore that are actually doing virtual book fair.
Temporary, no, for Wen Xuan, because we are still hoping the book fair in campus like secondary school or primary school can be come back soon. That's why my company, which is Wen Xuan, they're not willing to spend so much money on like this kind of stuff. Like just now the book fair under the moon, they still, even though the result is for us, me and my partner, the result is really good, and the effect, because we make more people to know us, and also the people that staying around us, they know that there are actually a bookstore like that in their area. So for us in PR side is a good start, and the result is in the feedback from the attendees and all the guests. They are actually giving the good feedback and good comment on all this event. But on the company side, from the management side, they will think that all these events spend too much of budget and they didn't see the ROI. So yeah, that's why they're not really willing to spend
that much of money.
Yeah, I think I think every bookstore in Malaysia, they're facing this kind of thing.
Yeah, I think the same thing happening. Facing by a lot of bookstore. But I think that I think we can change that. I think we can actually advise them on that, because why I ask this question is because I also like music. I play music instrument a lot, and then I saw some like music company like Swan, and then they are actually doing something different, you see, during the COVID, and then there are a lot of companies that are actually moving into virtual during the COVID time itself. They just want to test water, see is it virtual, is it something that they should move into or not, and then it might be something that they will do in the near future. So that's why I asked this question: do you guys have the plan? But I think you guys should actually consider going into virtual and then doing something different, especially when we have all the technologies and also equipment to make exhibition to be a very nice or different things. And then I think you guys can also do a lot in exhibition in terms of, for example, just now I say a book is just a book. Maybe you can do something different that makes the book stand out. You see, like also like the Guinness, they are doing the virtual events. Tiger Guinness, Tiger. They are actually doing virtual events, which is very different. You see, so I think you guys should really consider moving into virtual. You see, doing something different. All right. So back to your job. You see, you are mainly just promoting and selling book, right? So you will need to go through, like what you said just now, maybe a day you need to go through tens or thousands of book, right? So before we go to the next section, so any book that you can actually advise or promote or share to those who would like to read a book, who would like to start to read a book?
Recently I just finished this book.
Okay.
Also from my company.
Okay.
If you want me to recommend, I not really can recommend because every people they have their own kind of stuff. Because like some people they like history, knowledge, and some people they like novel like loving story, and some people they like all this like this. Yeah, so it's too much book actually. If you want me to go through the listing, there are too much, but you just need to find out what you like, and then from that area, then find out 1 to 2 author that might be very recommended by others people. Then start to find out what suit you is the most effective way lah, I would say.
Okay. All right. Just now we touched about books and also COVID. So do you think that COVID is actually creating an opportunity for a bookstore to actually grow instead of getting lower sales? Because now, because of the emergence of COVID, people are staying at home. You see, people are working at home, and then they will have more time, more leisure time and personal time. So do you think that COVID is actually an opportunity to actually generate more sales for bookstore?
I would say this. I will reply with 2 areas. If you say opportunity, yes, of course, because like normal traditional bookstore before that they have no get into online a lot. Like their own web store or their own Facebook page, this kind of stuff. Like Wen Xuan Bookstore, they are mainly only doing book fair to the school or this kind of thing. They not really get into online stuff. And I believe others local bookstore is like that one. They just only have the shop for their customer to go in and buy the book. They not really know how to do the business online. But because of COVID, they had no choice. They have to, like Wen Xuan, we spend like 2 to 3 months to uploading all the data for all the listing to set up our own web store. So now Wen Xuan have online web store already.
Do you guys sell in Lazada or Shopee? Or only your website?
Yes.
Okay.
That's why after we spend like 2 to 3 months to set up the web store, and then we start moving to Shopee and Lazada. Therefore, if you compare with previous, there are no thing. All this is one of the possibility.
Yeah.
But because of COVID, they have to do this because if they don't do this, they are totally no sales.
Yeah. Agree.
And you can see now from the web store and for the marketplace, which what we say is Lazada and Shopee, and you can see at least for each month we got some sales can cover, some income can cover your expenses and make the company can run, still can run. It's not like others companies like tourism company, they are totally no sales and totally no income. So at least COVID-19 make all this book industry and publisher industry, they more into online already, and they know how to directly deal with customer. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
But
all right. When you talk about customer, do you deal with customer yourself? Like, I mean, your job. Do you deal with customer?
yes. Because now I actually handle the entire Shopee
Okay.
for Wen Xuan. That's why yes, we still have to deal with customer, like rather this book still has stock or not, or rather they can pre-order this book or not. From Shopee, they got a lot of questions actually.
Yeah, but is there any like interesting question for you or good experience for you? Because I'm sure there will be some people that actually want to just play around with Shopee and they just want to
A lot, a lot of story I would say, and more of time all these thing they will make you very mad.
yeah
You know, customer service is like very challenging
yeah it's very challenging
because they will I would say like all these stupid question because like our title, the listing that we put on Shopee or Lazada, we already put because I want to minimize the question that they're going to ask. But in the listing, the name that we already put, ready stock or available or local stock, all this wording is already included in our name, our listing. But they still can chat you and ask, is it available? Is your stock is local stock? This kind of question.
yeah and I mean normally we will say that people will say that managing this Shopee and Lazada shop or this online shopping, they will be very busy, you see. So in one day, like average, you will get how many message?
For Shopee and Lazada, if you combine together, it's like around 30 to 50 customers daily. That's why it's sometimes like we actually switching our working hours because sometimes because you have to consider our customer working lifestyle. Like 9 to 5 they are working, right? And then after 5 they come back from work. Maybe they have to take care of their children. They have to prepare the dinner, all these things. By the time when they start to go to Shopee to shopping, and it's already 10 to 11 night, and then for give you 1 to 2 hours to scrolling in Shopee and whatever, and by the time they ask question, it's already 11 to 12.
Yep.
But the Shopee is like no humanity right now.
Yeah.
If you reply in like few hours, the
People
rating
forget about it.
no, the rating that you on Shopee, you will get down. You will go down.
Okay.
Because Shopee want you to reply customer as soon as possible. If you reply like few hours ago, the what we call is chat response rate will go down.
Okay.
That's why your profile is not good.
Okay.
That's why even they ask question on 12 or 1 at the midnight, sometimes we have to reply also.
Okay. Oh, so yeah, it's interesting because I never know that you guys will need there are something like what you say when you reply late then you're waiting now. So if that's the case, then which means you guys are working almost 24 hours if that's the case. Like there are two switch for you, right?
Yeah, but some you see because my team, my online marketing team, our team like 1 people managing Facebook chat, but Facebook they have no rating.
Yeah.
Right. So your profile won't go down. That's why even if the customer asks on midnight, then you just reply on the morning. It's okay one.
Yeah.
And
I mean it's reasonable.
I believe the customer can understand one. It's impossible for customer service reply you on a 1 a.m. midnight, right?
Yeah.
But for the Lazada and Shopee, all this marketplace, they want the seller to reply the buyer as soon as possible. That's why on all these platforms they have one called chat response rate. That's why you have no choice one. And because of all these things, our company actually allow us to go in office slightly late. Yeah, because we show them the data. You can see all the questions coming in at the midnight. And we try to no reply, and we just make it on morning. But your rating will go down. And if you are a Shopee buyer, you are know Shopee got a special tagging called preferred seller. And one of the criteria is you have to reply your customer within 30 minutes. Every customer. And this is one of the criteria. But like I said just now, every day we have to like 30 to 50 inquiry come in. How are you going to handle all these things by one people or two people?
Yeah,
it's impossible, right?
Yeah,
that's why we can just try our best to reply as soon as possible.
Or you just outsource the service, right?
Just so for nowadays we not really care about the rating, but I mean, because we believe that we already deliver what we could to our customer. Like what good thing about Wen Xuan, if you buy book from Wen Xuan, one thing that we can confirm is your book won't damage when it's reach you, because we actually wrapping very very secure, because we know that all the people that buy book, they actually like the book itself. They like the cover, they like the packaging, the design, everything. That's why we don't want the book that we send to our customer is like got a bit damaged or whatever. That's why we will very wrapping very good and very secure. And because we understand our customer.
So, do you remember last few weeks, I think? Last few weeks, there are Shopee or Lazada, the employee, they are actually boycotting their own company because they say the pay cut, their salary is being cut, this and that. So did that affected you guys?
No, because one thing, the Shopee, my personal opinion is like Shopee and Lazada is quite few company. That's why they will try their best to protect their buyer or seller on their platform. So I wouldn't see much. Yes, I would say maybe some system breakdown or whatever sometime. Like the buyer will come to us and why this voucher cannot use, why you cannot deliver to this address, and all this is not our problem. It's because of the Shopee system or Lazada system. Like Sabah, some area they actually cannot deliver to them. But Shopee and Lazada still have this kind of system disadvantage, but it's very minor stuff, I would say.
So, well, right. I think we cover most of the things that about Wen Xuan and your experience with Wen Xuan, right? Is there anything that you would like to share with us before I go to the next topic?
No, I think this is pretty much I could share.
Alright, so the next one before we end the podcast is actually, I just want to ask you now. So what's your future plan? Do you still interested in events management, or like, for example, you would like to go back to the event industry itself, or you would like to actually explore more into like companies like Wen Xuan or others company?
Yes, my passion, I would say my passion is still in event industry, because on and on during this period, even though the event is very not that much like before, but on and off still have my previous colleague from other company, they will come and ask me for for some advice of some supplier contact, like what they want to rent photo booth or whatever, they will still come to me and ask for my support,
advice, support.
And yeah, I would say my passion still in event, and if I got chances, I will definitely go back to event industry. And if you ask me my future plan, to be very honest, I won't. If the situation not getting better, and I would say online marketing is not my cup of tea.
Fertile.
Yeah, because I'm a very outgoing person, and I like deal with problem, deal with people. Yeah, I deal with people is like I have to face to deal with you. I not deal with
online
and chatting with you on this kind of thing. So from this experience in Wen Xuan, I kind of like understand what I want.
Yeah.
Future. Yeah. But
it's same for me, I think.
Like I say, the situation, the big environment, we can't change. If the pandemic not getting better, we can't change anything. But the thing that we need to do is just go and try everything. Like myself, I actually invest in one beauty product, cosmetic product, face mask, sleeping mask. Yeah, this kind of business, I actually invest in this. That's why I got this new business, my own news business is running. But before that, I wouldn't think that I would join. I would invest in this area because again, this is not my cup of tea.
Fertile.
Yeah. So, and if the situation allow, maybe I will start up another company for live broadcast, because nowadays virtual live event is getting more
and more demand. Yeah.
And my hometown, which is at Johor, a small town in Johor, they got few company there, but there are no people that are doing all this live broadcast for them and doing live event. So maybe if the station really allow and the cash flow is allowed me to do all these things, maybe I will invest to start out another business.
I mean, you can still continue with your DNA, right?
Yeah, DNA is also one of my planning in my future planning. Like for example, we will go online also. We will set up the page, the web store for people to rent all this equipment. Because what we didn't do before is because there are no demand on my area at that time, and people not really get used to renting all this equipment from online. But if the situation allow, of course, I already start planning to do all these things, by putting all this equipment that I have already go to online and let people go and rent and do their own event. Because now they don't need to inquire a company to do for them. They can just rent the equipment, rent the staff, and do it themselves at their own house. Because now we cannot do the big event also. You just invite some of your family members and then you just do yourself lah. This is my future plan also.
Yeah, so something that affordable and people can actually use it, right?
Yeah, so that's much is my future plan lah. So for my advice to the younger generation now is just try everything that you can, because the big environment is, it keep changing and too fast, and you can't catch one thing and then stay there for a very long period of time. So you have to change very fast and try everything that you think you could, and that's all.
Yeah. I will strongly agree that you say that you I realized that when I work for a company itself, that changed my life a lot, I would say. And just now you mentioned about the interview itself, you see, and uh, 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 something different.
Hello, Jack.
Can you hear me?
Yes, for now.
Okay. I repeat my question. So just now you mentioned about 不服. Okay. You mentioned. Okay, sorry. Okay. So just now you mentioned about you are planning to do something like the interview thing. So as I know that you have your own channel, which is the 不服. So are you planning to continue doing that, or you are having a new idea, or you want to start out something different?
Yes, 不服 is a thing that I always want to redo it because I started 不服 during MCO last year.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, when the situation getting better, like I think it's August, and then this is the time that I start organizing the book fair under the month. That's why we start to not get interview from other people, and I doesn't out that much in 不服 because
Mm-hmm.
the company stuff, and I start invest in the new business like the Facebook stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's why there are no too much time to taking care in this channel. But my mind actually is a good stuff to go continue because like a lot of people, young people, they are actually getting a lot of different opinion from this channel. Yeah, that's why if I got time, I mean in the future, if I can manage my time and I have more leisure time, then yes, of course I will do this again.
Yeah, I think you should like me. I'm doing it. I'm doing this every month. I'm uploading this every month. I'm not doing it every week. So maybe you can consider something. I'm sure there are like 1 to 5 hours, in a month that you are free that you can do this. So yeah, I will really advise you to continue that. It's a very different things, and I watched one or two of your video. One of it is from the girl that started to do tattooing, and then another one is the Rohingya one. Yeah, it's quite interesting, and then to hear their story. Yeah, I think that's something that you should really consider doing. Okay.
Yeah,
so,
we got a lot of interesting story, especially among our generation. It's good to let more and more people know that we actually got this kind of story, and we are actually a new generation that a lot of people underestimate us, and that's why the 不服 actually is a spirit that we want to tell people, hey, we are 19th generation, and we actually can do all this stuff that people think that we couldn't. Yeah.
But what is the most memorable, or the most the episode or the interview that you most like or interesting, or what's your favorite episode, I would say?
I don't know you remember or not. I got invite one of my friends that are doing IT stuff.
And I didn't watch all of that, but then you can share it.
Okay, I invite one of my friend come up. He's doing IT stuff like AI, this kind of thing. But when you hear this, you might think that he have a very good education or whatever. But he actually is in my secondary school friends, and he quit the school right before 3 months when we want to go in UEC exam.
Okay.
He quit the school directly, and that's why that he has no secondary school certificate also.
Okay.
And because of that, he's definitely go to university. But he learned all this skill by himself. He tech courses, tech program from UA. The part-time courses, part-time program from UA company like BMW. They organize this kind of IT program for people, and he go and join, and everything he learned by himself, and he go to those IT forum like hackathon, this kind of event by himself. And now he have one company already registered under Sendirian Berhad. So can you think that? So his story always remind me that we got a lot of pattern, For you don't need to follow the majority, because nowadays maybe people tell you you have to graduate from secondary school and go to university and get a certificate and after working. But everyone have their own path to go. But the most important thing is you have to know what you want. Like my friends, he already know the IT stuff, all this computer stuff is the thing that he want. So it's no point for him to stay at secondary school and waste their time to go through all this exam. You might say it's a very risky thing. Why? What happen if
you really
easy fail? But when you really confirm and you really think that this is the route that you want to, this is the way that you want to go, why not just go all in? Right.
But just to reconfirm, for me, I wouldn't advise you to actually quit school, especially 3 weeks into your exam, because you are did there. But then of course people,
But that's why in our episode in book 4, I asked my friend what's the advice to young people, our younger generation, or our friends, other friends that still in secondary school or still lost in their way, don't know where to go. What he say is, if you don't know what you want to go for now, just go finish your academic or university, because in the university, for the environment and the networking will help you to know what you're going to do, what you are really interested. But this really depends what you want. No, we wouldn't advise that people really quit and totally not go to school, but you have to know yourself which way is the best for you. Like myself, I'm graduate from university. It's impossible for me to advise people not go to university, because I gain a lot of experience and knowledge from my university. But if you don't know what you want, even you go to university, you are wasting your time. Right. You gain nothing during these 3 years. You are wasting your 3 years.
And you enjoy it.
The point is you have to know what you want. Right. So it's not a standard answer for us to tell you whether you must go to university or not. But if you know what you want to gain from this period of time, then you will know which way is better to you.
Yep, I agree with that. And if let's say you really know what you like, for example, you like IT, or you like cars, or you like design, I think it's not a compulsory for you to get a degree or get a diploma on that, because for example, you can like what Elon Musk always say, you can get a master or you can get a PhD, but then you can still be an idiot. So it's important for you to realize what you like it, and then you really put on work, you really work on it. So it's good to have a paper that behind you, a certificate, but then it's more important for you to actually realize what you like and then what you're really passionate in. Right. So I think that's it for today. I think we have quite a good chat, quite a good topic, and I learned a lot about bookstore and also what you are doing. So thank you very much, and then I will see you in the near future.
Yeah, thank you, Jack. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for listening. Bye
Thank you.
bye.
Bye bye. See you again.